Hello, welcome to another episode of Yummy Data Science. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to quickly create an R Markdown file. And R Markdown can be especially useful when you are collecting your code, some notes that you have about the code, results, and its interpretations, all in one file to share. So let's get to it. So, like I said, this is a great tool for wrapping up explanatory note, i.e., thinking. Okay. And this age of AI, I think the thinking part is going to become more and more important as AI becomes better and better at writing code. So we humans are going to be doing the thinking and the planning, assisted with AI, possibly in the near future, and that's going to be doing the coding. So it becomes that thinking. So R Markdown allows you to do just that. And I apologize, this video is very short and doesn't do R Markdown justice. So sorry for that. The focus of the class is on teaching the R meta package tidyverse, and the subject material that is being taught is right now is healthcare inpatient data analysis in the sphere of public health data. And one other thing that I want to throw out there is Quarto is becoming uh, is coming up, and it's a another package very similar to R Markdown that has more good stuff in it. So I have not explored it fully, but I am exploring it, and in another video I'll talk to you about that. Okay, so having said that, let's go to my RStudio project, and I will begin by opening my public health data class project, which is what you see here. And now I'm going to show you how to create a new Markdown file. So you create a new Markdown file by going on File, New File, and it will give you these options, and you want to do R Markdown. Once you click on R Markdown, it will say Untitled. You can change the title, you can put the author, you can put the date, and you can even use current date. And default output, I'm just going to keep it as HTML. Now notice over here how many different Markdown files it can create. So R Markdown, as you can see, is a very powerful functionality. Well, like I said, this is a really, really short introduction, so I'm going to click OK and go very quickly over the various parts of our Markdown file. So here in this segment, we have our title, we have our output, we have our date, and you can go over these in the wheel with the edges. You can go down here and you can choose whether you want your output in console or you want it inline, and by default it is by inline. And if this doesn't make any sense, just try it out. So this tag just gives you some brief explanation of the name of the document. You can keep adding to it if you want. Then here is your first R code, and it is denoted by these quotation marks. These are backward quotation marks. There are 3 of them. And then in parentheses, you're telling it this is R, and the name of this whole segment is setup, and comma, followed by whether or not you want to include the output of this R code in your markdown. So we are saying include is equal to false. But then on the other line, we are saying that when this document is rendered into an ARC markdown file, then echo should be true. So that means that the rest of the chunks that are going to be run are going to give you an output unless you explicitly tell it not to. Right? And this is a comment. These are actually headings. You can do pound, pound, pound for the third heading. And here you can give your you can write your explanatory notes. And over here is another R chunk of code. So here he's plotting pressure, and the data set he's using is cars data set. So let's go over to our file. I am going to X out of this and go to our file that I've made. And you can see that I have simply put the previous script I showed you. I've put it in R Markdown. So here I've put like, okay, you will need to install this package, R Markdown, and for a new file, you do file, new file, R Markdown. Okay, and so here I am giving it a telling it what's going on, and then I'm actually going ahead and doing this. So this chunk of our code is called basic data transformation, and followed by how many inpatient stays per DRG, etc., etc. And now if I knit this file, it will run it. Here is my output file. So it's telling you that this is the library I invoked. Then it's telling you what I did. I read this, I read that, and it's giving you the information um, after it. So that's the uh, option we checked. So anyway, this is actually looks a whole much more complicated than it is. Try it out and you will like it, I promise. Now, having said that, having told you about R Markdown, I generally don't like to create my code like that because I like to have um, script files, so which I can put in GitHub. And so I have my source data, I have my script files, nothing else. Because given my source data and given my script files, I can recreate my output results. But this is useful if you're sharing your information with someone else, and it's very easy to put it in a Markdown. So see you in the next video. Thank you.